got an old, very old Sony DVD player. This one's so old it won't even play back CDR, but it will play CDRW apparently. Anyway, this one's got no sound, and we're going to have to break out the scope to figure this one out. Let's check it out. I got an old Sony DVD player. Now this is old as the hills. This one's so old that it won't even play CDRs, guaranteed. It's got 10-bit video DA converter, 96 kilohertz, 24-bit audio DA converter, and this one's a DVP S330. This is so old that it does not even support component output. The video output on this is S-video and composite video only. That gives you an idea how old this unit is. So this unit is absolutely not worth putting a penny into, other than the fact that, well, it's an old machine, and I'd like to see if I could make it work. I have no idea what's wrong with this one. I don't even know if it will support DVD-R media. Let's just see whether it will play. So it's on. At least it turns on. And will it play? Well, it's reading the disc. Okay, I don't hear any sound. Definitely it's plugged into the outputs on here. If I touch the RCA jack, I can hear it hum. So I know there's definitely, it's got sound to the TV, like the audio input cable's working. I have no sound. Let's see if it'll play an audio CD. Does not appear to be playing an audio CD either. So this one's got an audio problem. This could be an interesting one because it has video but no sound. So let's pull this one apart, and I might have to use a scope on this and do some troubleshooting and see where the sound problem may be. So as you can see, the disc is spinning. Therefore, I should have sound. I just got an error. What the hell is C1300? But it just stopped reading with that error. So, okay, maybe it's more than just the sound. Let's just try that. I'm going to put that DVD back in. Let's see if it'll read that or whether it's going to come up with an error. So we'll just play this one again. There was no sound off this one either, though, and there should be. So there's no sound. I'm just going to let this run and see if it pulls an error like it did on the other one. When it tried to play the audio CD, it seemed to be spinning, and then all of a sudden it just stopped reading. So maybe we've got another problem, or it just didn't like the CD. Well, it could have been the CD though, because the CD I put in there's got some scuffs on it, so it might have been just reading a problem. But it seems to be playing this disc okay. Can play this content all day because this is my content. Although there's a good chance that someone will file a copyright claim on it, because some of my other scenery videos that I've done, I've had copyright claims, believe it or not, made on the visuals, even though I've got the original footage from the camera when I shot this. Seems to be reading okay. I guess it's time to get the scope in and see if I can find any audio anywhere on any of the circuitry here. See if I'm getting anything coming off the decoder. So first things first, I have no idea even where I'm going on this thing. The decoder board seems to be working, so let's just check see if I've got any audio. There should be analog audio and video coming off of this board and going over to the jack board on the back. So I'm just going to look and see whether there's any. There's video. I'll show you guys the scope. I set my scope probe down, and this is just the scope probe is touching against the AC power cable. That must be noise being radiated back from the switch mode power supply. That's interesting, because that's just the power cable I'm getting it near. Okay, let's go back and look at that the interface again and see if I can spot any audio. There's the video, right? video going from the board to chroma. So one was video, the other was composite. That's video, that's composite video, and that's chroma for the YC output. Let's look and see if there's any sound on any of these pins. Might be easier if I have something that's identifiable. So, oh, that looks like audio right there. Actually, you know, that looks like audio. Let's just put a music CD in, see whether I can. That looks like the wind noise. That's audio, for sure, for sure. So I'm just going to put an audio CD in. Let some music play and see if we see a familiar waveform, because this particular disc just has the natural sound, so it might be easier to spot. Where was I looking here? Okay, see, there's audio. That's definitely audio. So I've got audio going from this board over to this board, but no audio out. Nothing on the outputs. So there's something on this board that's bad. Okay, there's a regulator over here. Let's just see if we've got any voltage. This is a regulator, and we have 11 volts going in, 0, and 8 volts. That's an 8 volt regulator. That's got power. You guys able to see that, or was I blocking it? Anyway, there's 8 volts. So the regulator's is working. And the other one over here. Okay, let's check this one. And this one's probably the negative supply. Oh, nothing. .7. You know what? I think I'm missing my negative supply. This is going to have a positive and negative supply because there's obviously going to be op amps on this thing. That's coming back off this board here. Let's make some voltage measurements on this board. Just going to find a place to put my probe so I don't have to hold it. Okay, let's see here. Okay, 11 volts. 11 volts. 3 volts. These are fuses here. We got down here. We got +5. +5. -17. Okay, fuse isn't blown. So why are we not getting any voltage? 5 volts. Oh, geez, do you see that? It sparked. And the sound came on. I think there's a connection right here on this fuse. Okay, it's definitely in here. Definitely on this one here. Right in here somewhere. I saw a spark. I don't know if you saw it, but there was a spark there. We got a bad connection on this thing. Let me just pop this board out and we'll take a look at it. Just disconnect the power right there. Okay, let me pop out this board. I mean, this thing's not worth putting any money into, or even any effort into it. It's just kind of a fun project. For playing audio CDs, I guess it's fine, but for playing, well, it won't play CDRs, and it certainly won't play, I don't think it'll play CDRWs either, but let's take a look here at the bottom of this board and see whether it's what it looks like. So this is right underneath here. This is right there. I'm just gonna reheat the solder connection right here. And put the board back in. Power it back up. Let's just see if the voltage has come back on this regulator over here. We're able to see the camera, or see the meter, and do we have any voltage? Turn it on. Might help if I turn it on. Okay, what do we got over here now? 12 volts. Excellent. And we got -9. Excellent. Okay, let's see. This should play. This should work. Fingers crossed. It will play. And that's about all I can probably play of that. So we have sound. Excellent. Let's try a DVD and see whether I get sound from the DVD again. There we go. Okay, so we had a bad connection on the power supply. It appears that that fuse was not soldered down properly on the board. And I guess it's over time it had just worked its way loose and broke a connection. We lost the negative supply voltage to the audio circuits. Something else I noted is that the vacuum fluorescent display was also not on. Now it's lit up. So the display was dead and there was no sound. And there was loss of negative voltage. That's a fuse there. The connection was broken on the bottom of the board. So if the fuse blows, obviously you'll have no sound. I think these two are the fuses for the sound. What is it here? There's one over here as well. Where did I see it? There's 4 fuses in here. Okay, these two are probably for the video side of things, and then these ones are for the audio. Maybe just looking at where the connectors go. One goes to this front board. The other one goes over to the video board over here. That's this one, right? That connector, and then this one here goes to the input-output board on the back. Anyway, I guess this one's fixed. We'll try a CDR, but I'm pretty sure that a CDR is not going to play on this at all. I'll try a CDRW as well because I've got some CDRWs with music on them. I think I got a CDRW with music. I don't think it'll play either. But CDR is probably not even going to read the disc. It's going to tell me that to change the disc, I'm sure. Yeah. So it's not compatible with CDR whatsoever. I have 2 more discs to try to play on this. One is a little mini DVD plus RW. This is footage I shot in that little DVD camera. I want to see if it'll play that, and I have an audio CD that was recorded onto a CD RW disc. I want to see if it will play that. Okay, it looks like it's going to play the DVD plus RW, which it does. That's recorded on that little Sony camera that I picked up dirt cheap a few months back. This is the original DVD right out of the camera, which is kind of cool. It's got a scratch on the lens. I can see it there. You see the scratch on the lens, but it's just the whole concept of being able to record right onto a DVD on a little camcorder. For what I paid for it, I think it was 30 bucks. I figured I couldn't go wrong. So that works. Let's. This is a CDRW. It's got audio recorded on it. Should be some classical music on this, I believe, that came from some really old records, if it plays. That I don't know. We'll see whether it will play a CDRW. And it does. Cool. I did not know that these I turn this down. This is some old classical music that I have on a CD, a CDRW of all things. I was not expecting this to play because I've never tried it before. So it will not play CDR, but it will play CDRW. Isn't that neat? Now the reason that these won't play CDR has to do with how CDRs are made versus CDRW. CD recordable use a dye layer that is burned. The writing laser burns spots through the dye layer. The problem is the original first generation DVD players just use a red laser, and the red laser actually does not, the dye is not opaque to the red laser, so it shines right through and sees the reflective laser. It does not see where the spots are burned through versus where they're not. So nothing reflects back, or everything reflects back. The portion of the disc that's not burned, which is supposed to block the returning laser, doesn't, and the laser beam comes right back, so you don't see them. With DVD-R and DVD plus R and DVD-R and DVD-RW, well, not so much DVD-RW because that works different, but the dye is a different color, which will block the red laser so that the pits can be red. And DVD-R and DVD plus R should work the same way as well with them. This was a DVD plus R that I played. I'll try a DVD-R and just see how it plays. I'm sure it will play it without any issues, but we'll try it just to make sure that it will play it. And of course it plays DVD-R no problem, which was fully expected. Now the reason it's able to play CDRW and not CDR is because of how the rewritable discs were recorded. As you'll recall, many CD players, audio CD players, will not play CDRW. They just refuse to play it. It's because on a CDRW, there's no pits, there's no dye to burn. How a CDRW works is the metal layer actually is changed by the writing laser to change the angle at which the beam is reflected back, so that the beam gets reflected either directly back or it's reflected at an angle which counts as a 0 or 1. So when it's burned, the disc itself, when you erase a CDRW, it aligns all the writable layer up so that everything reflects back, and then when it records, it burns or changes the structure of the crystalline material so that when the laser is reflected back, it's reflected back at a different angle, which can be detected as a 1 or a 0. And it works with these red lasers from the old DVD players. They play these fine. I'd never tried it before. I'd always been told that it worked, but now I know that it will play it, but they will not play a burned disc. So some of these old CDRWs, which I've got a couple of them. They're great for the old players like this, the old DVD players. We'll play the discs, which I found quite interesting. Anyway, this one's fixed. Not that it's worth anything, but it's a neat old player. This is my player, so I'll be hanging on to this one just because it's an old DVD player, and probably just use it to play the odd disc on. It was given to me, so as non-functional, but I wasn't told what was wrong with it. I was just told, here, you can have this, it doesn't work. So now we know. Anyway, that's it for this one. So this unit, now it's back together. I even got the remote for this unit. You can tell how long the batteries have been in this thing since it was new. The original Sony batteries are still in here, and well, one of them's leaking a little bit. It has not leaked into the unit itself. I'm sure the voltage is 0 on both of these batteries, but for the hell of it, 0.1 volt. And the other one, wherever it rolled, it's going to be also obviously dead. I wouldn't expect there to be, 1.1. One battery actually has 1.1 volt in it. Made in Malaysia. I don't know if there's any date coding on these things or not. It says, may explode or leak if recharged or improperly installed. No mercury added. Dry battery. I don't know that there's any date code on this, but those batteries are dead. I'll try a couple of other batteries in it, see if the remote works before closing off the video. And the remote does work. As you can see, if I go to slow motion, oh, look at that, I can play it in slow-mo on this thing. Got all kinds of bells and whistles on here. And next program. Yeah, so remote control works. That's good. Excellent. Okay, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.